Hello everyone, you're welcome to this tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to install XAMPP on your local machine, that is on your computer, as a web developer. But before I show you how to install and run XAMPP and WordPress, I would like to tell you reasons why we need to use XAMPP on our local machine. The first reason why we need to use XAMPP on our local machine is because it enables us to develop websites locally. That means you don't need to host your website on a live server. You can do the debugging, the testing, and the development on your local computer before hosting it on a live server. It is easy to install. This is another reason why we should use XAMPP in web development. It is not complicated, and I'm going to guide you on how to install it. It is a cross-platform compatible software. This means that it works on different operating systems such as Windows, Mac OS, Linux, Ubuntu. So it makes it a global open source software that is very useful for every web developer. It is a pre-configured environment for web development. What this means is you don't need to set anything up. Once you install it and you start up the server and the database, everything is ready for you to use. And it supports different scripting languages such as PHP, such as Perl, and other scripting language. It helps developers to easily replicate their production environment locally. Yes, if you have a live website that you're working on, you can easily replicate that live website in your local machine for the purpose of testing and debugging before you update the live website. These are some of the reasons why we should use XAMPP in web development. So now let's get started on how to download and install XAMPP and WordPress on our local machine. So the first thing you need to do is to visit the XAMPP official website, that is apachefriends.org. Once you visit it, you are going to see this homepage, and this is the official website. I've earlier said that it is a cross-platform compatible software. So we have XAMPP for Windows, for Linux, and for OS X. So I am working on Windows machine. I'm going to click on this XAMPP for Windows. It will help me download the software. Now you have your download will start automatically. If it doesn't, click here. So I'm going to wait some moment and then the download is going to start. But if you wait for some time and it didn't start, you can click on this link here to start the downloading. Okay, the download has started. I'll click on save, and then if I check my download folder, I'm going to see the XAMPP downloading. So I'm going to cancel this download because I have already downloaded it before. So I'll click on cancel, and then I will open the download folder in my system. Here you have the XAMPP for Windows that I've downloaded. To install it, I have to double click on this setup. Then once it shows this pop-up, you click on yes. Alright, it's giving us a warning message. I'll click on OK, and then I'll click on next. I'll click now. Here you don't need to click on anything here, just leave it the way it is. Click on next. I click on next again. The language English, I'll click on next, and then next. The installation have started. The installation may take some time depending on the speed of your computer. I'm going to pause this video and then we'll resume when the installation is completed. So the XAMPP installation is complete, and you can see up here we have completing the XAMPP setup wizard. So I'll click on check this and then click on finish. All right, now we have finished installing the XAMPP. Now to open the XAMPP that you installed, you click on the Windows Start button and then you check the list of the softwares that you have installed. You see this folder XAMPP. You open the folder and you see the XAMPP control panel. You click on XAMPP control panel. It's going to open up the XAMPP control panel here. So on this XAMPP control panel, we're going to start the Apache and MySQL. So we click on start for Apache and we click on start for MySQL. So once you see the green background color on MySQL and Apache, it means that the two modules have started. Now, how do we access the control panel? We open a new tab and you type localhost, localhost, press enter. Now it will take you to the XAMPP dashboard. All right, so this page you are seeing now is working without the internet. So even if you are not connected to the internet, it's going to show you the same thing. So now we are going to click on phpMyAdmin. From phpMyAdmin, we're going to access the database section of the XAMPP. So here we are in the server database. So we're going to come back to this, how to create a database to start working on our WordPress website. We'll come back to that later on. Now, the next thing we need to do, now since we have finished installing XAMPP on our local machine, we need to install WordPress. So you visit the WordPress official website, which is wordpress.org. And then you can see this blue button here, Get WordPress. You click on it. Once you click on it, to bring you to this page, you will see download and install it yourself. And you have the latest WordPress here. So you have to click on it. So when you click on it, it will take a while, to take some moment, and then the download will start. So this is the download. You click on save. Then if I check my download folder, it is downloaded already. All right, but before we go into the installation, I would like to show you this installation guide right here. So the installation guide is a documentation of how you can install WordPress. Okay, in case in the installation you encounter some challenges, you can consult this documentation, these resources for a guide. All right, so back to the download folder. Here I've already downloaded it before, so I will not wait for this to finish. I will cancel this. On the WordPress that I've downloaded, 6.4.2. Okay, I'll go to the download folder here, and right here you can see I've got two WordPress downloaded, so I'll remove this one. Then on the one that is remaining, I'm going to extract it. You see, this is a zip file, so I'll have to extract it, then get the WordPress inside that we are going to use with our XAMPP. All right, so it is done extracting. This is the extracted file, and you open it, you will see WordPress inside. So there is something that I want to do. I want to make a copy of this. I will copy and I will paste. So I want to have two copy of it. All right, the first one here, I'm going to rename it. I'll click on it. I'll click rename. I'll call this website 1. Sorry, there is an issue. Okay, I'll rename this to website 1. Oh, sorry, the file is open somewhere, so I have to close it. Maybe not here. Um, okay, it was open somewhere, so I'll click try again. Now I've renamed it. So here I'll open it, and I will have to rename this one too. I'll call it website 1. Now I would copy this website 1. I'll click on copy. I will go to my local disk C where my XAMPP is installed, and you see this XAMPP folder. You open it. So you see the HD docs. You open the folder. So this is the folder where all your website files that you want to work on using XAMPP are going to be kept. So I need to paste the WordPress here. I'll click on paste, and now it's coming in. Okay, I've pasted the WordPress here. So if I open it, you see the WordPress content right inside the XAMPP folder. All right, so I'll show you again. You open your local disk C or the local disk where you install the XAMPP. It may not be C for you. You open XAMPP, HD docs, and then you paste the WordPress that you renamed here. So how do we start using this WordPress in localhost? So the first thing we need to do, we have to come and create a database where the WordPress contents are going to be stored. That will enable us to start building our website. So what I need to do, I'll click on databases here. So I want to create a new database. So here you see create database and database name. So I'm going to call it website 1 as well. And then the second section here, you leave it the way it is, UTF-8 MB4 underscore general CI. So I'll click on create. Now it has created a database for me called website 1. So we need this to connect with our WordPress. Now I'll open a new tab here, and in this new tab, remember that in the local host, in the XAMPP localhost, we named our WordPress website 1. So we need this name in order to access that WordPress. So I will go to localhost. Localhost is used to launch the XAMPP control panel, the dashboard, and I'll put forward slash because the WordPress is inside the localhost. So I'll use forward slash website one. Then I press enter. So this will take some minutes to load the WordPress, but let's wait. Okay, the WordPress is loaded. So it is not a malfunctioning that it takes some time. That is how it works because this is done on a local machine. So here we need to set up the WordPress and you choose your language. I'm going to choose English United States. I click continue. Now here you have to set up the WordPress to connect with the database. So here you need to specify the database name, the username, the password, the host, and the table prefix. So I'll guide you on how to do this. I click on let's go. So the database we created, let me show you once again. Here it is called website one. So we need to come over here and type website one. The username by default, I'm going to leave it to root. Okay, then the password, I'm going to leave it empty. The database host is localhost because the database is on our local machine. Then the table prefix, I'm going to leave it to WP underscore. Then I click on submit. All right, so we're going to run the WordPress installation. I'll click on run the installation. At this point, it's going to install our WordPress and then bring us to the WordPress welcome page. So here, you need to specify your website title, the username, and then the password, your email for the WordPress. So I'm going to call this website one as the website title, and the username here I'm going to call it admin one. The admin one here is the username I'm going to use and log into my WordPress dashboard. So the password, I'm going to use maybe a password that is not going to be too complicated so that I don't forget, but it's recommended that you use a strong password. You must use a strong password, but this is just for testing purposes. So I'm going to use this. All right, and here I'm going to use my email address and then I'll click on install WordPress. It is loading. All right, so we have successfully installed a WordPress on XAMPP local host. So the admin username and the username for the WordPress is admin1 and then you're choosing dashboard. For us to log into the WordPress dashboard, I'll click on this login. Now it's asking for username and then password. So we're going to use admin1 and the password that I used. So to be sure is correct. Okay, I'll click on login. Okay, here you can see we are in a dashboard, in a WordPress dashboard. So from here you can start developing your website. Everything that you need to start working on the website is here, and all this is working without the internet. All right, now the next thing I want to show you is how we can install two WordPress websites on a XAMPP local host, and you'll be working on them simultaneously. Yes, that's what I want to show you right now. So before we go into that, I want you to take note of this. This one is website one. That is the WordPress that we are working on right now. So to install the second WordPress, we'll go back to the download folder. Yes, you remember I made a copy of the WordPress. So the second copy of the WordPress, I will rename it and I will call it website 2. Sorry, this is website 2, and I'll do the same. I'll copy this, I'll copy it, go to my local disk C, open XAMPP and HD docs. Okay, here I'm going to paste it. All right, so the website 2 is done copying. Here we have website 1 and website 2 inside the HD docs that is located inside the XAMPP folder. So let's go back to our web browser and back to the localhost phpMyAdmin database. So I'm going to create another database again. Remember, the first database we called it website 1. So I'll click on new because I want to create a new database. Here, I will call it website 2. Still leave this the way it is. Click on create, and here we have our website 2 database created. So I would go open a new tab, type localhost forward slash website 2, press enter. All right, it's showing this because I made a mistake. I didn't rename the WordPress itself. I renamed the parent folder of the WordPress. So I would have to go back here. This WordPress 2, if I open it, here you have the WordPress. It is not renamed. So I would click on it, rename it to website 2, and then I'll have to copy this. I'll have to cut it and then put it here. I'll paste it here. So it's going to, okay, so this is what the second WordPress that I called website 2. I'm coming back here. I'm going to refresh this page and it's going to load fine. So anytime you make such a mistake, that is how you correct it. Very simple. It is loading. Okay, so here we are. We're going to set up our website to WordPress website. So you select the language, you click on continue, then you remember your database name. Here we have website 2 for the second WordPress. So I click on let's go. I call it website 2. The username, I still choose root, password, empty, database host, localhost, table prefix, wp underscore, and I click on submit. So we're going to install WordPress again. I click on run the installation. So once again, we are going to set the site title for our second website. I'm going to call it WordPress 2. The username, I'm going to give it admin 2. And then the password, I'm going to use similar password. Um, okay. Then I put my email address, and then you have to, because you are working on a local machine, you have to check this button to discourage search engine from crawling the website. Okay, because it's not on a live server. So I'm going to check this. I forgot to do that the first one, so but you have to do that. Then you click on install WordPress. It is loading up here. Okay, our second WordPress website has been installed on XAMPP localhost. Want to log in again, and then here you have admin 2, and we have the password. Then you click on login. Okay, here you can see we have our website 2 dashboard open, and we have our website 1 dashboard. So let me show you the front end of the website 1. This is the front end of website 1, and this is the front end of website 2. So you can install multiple WordPress websites on XAMPP localhost, and this is working without the internet. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching this video.